guys, this is Sean McGarry coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the music salon where great things happen. Hope everyone is doing awesome out there. Got a fun little lesson today. We're going to get into all kinds of stuff, and let's jump into it. So this lesson is kind of inspired, and I don't even know what all we're going to get into today, but it's going to be something around rhythm and leads by keeping it simple, okay? So I was listening to this morning to an old song, Triumph, Never Surrender. And it's got this really cool kind of funky riff, and I don't know exactly note for note, but it was something like a... Okay, again, not note for note, and I know he's playing some different chords, so I think he's playing some chords like that. But the general vibe is there. That's all, I just find you can find inspiration in anything listening to, and that's kind of another theme of today is like, draw inspiration from other things. So, what is this chord progression? Well, it's E minor 7, B minor 7, A minor 7, okay? You can play as simple as you want. However you want to play it. So those three chords, and you're playing in the key of E minor. So let's look at some things to keep the rhythm kind of cool and flowing, and maybe even make it simple or cooler or add to it. So, we got this E minor 7, and then you could play your... That's a nice voicing for B minor 7. That's a nice voicing for A minor 7. So you got these nice little... you could play like an E minor 9 to that kind of thing. You could do... what I was playing here also is... So B minor and D major are really the same thing because it's the relative major and minor. So a nice voicing for this is, all right, here's your D major. There's your inversion, or you can think of this as B minor. Very convenient. Okay, now what I did at the end of this though, was I played the chord. So if we put that into a little rhythm, we got something like this. Okay, so fun to solo over. Now what we're going to do though is we're going to use this for soloing. Okay, we're going to highlight those two chords with triads because that's kind of what Rik does in this tune. He does this little, really cool, man. It's a freaking great song, great rhythm. So if you, again, Never Surrender by Triumph, Rik Emmett, super underrated guitar player, in my opinion. But anyway, he plays that riff to get him back to that E minor, which is a great move, okay? You can use it for rhythm like he did, or for leads. So on this little loop here, check this out. Or actually I'm not even going to use a loop. I'm just going to play a little line. So if I'm playing an E minor, there's my canvas, there's the chord, and I might play... All I'm doing is I'm playing these little triads as licks, okay? It sounds a little cooler when you're playing it over a backing track. But so that's the idea. Maybe to start off like, I'll show you a couple different positions. If I'm up here, every one of those little licks I played was followed with that C to D triad, and that's a really effective way and a really cool way and simple way to add some flavor to your soloing. So again, let's go back up here. If I play a little lick out of E minor pentatonic, call and response, right? Always throw that in. Right, now look where I'm at. You're sitting literally, that E note is your, your first inversion note of that C major. And whatever you do here on the C, just slide up a whole step. So it's pretty easy. The math is pretty easy. Okay, so one more time, I'm going to play a lick in E minor. Look how I resolve right back on that E. So I want you to just practice that without even a backing track. Just, hear that sound because it's such a cool thing. Okay, now let's do another spot here. Maybe I'll start in the same position, E minor again, keeping it real basic. There's my E, resolving there, and then look where I'm at. I'm right in the thick of that triad. So when I go like this, whatever I want to play, anything, it doesn't matter the riff. So this is just about ideas, okay? So your phrasing, your ideas. But that E note, right, I'm resolving on, and that's gonna put me right inside of an C major triad wherever I play that riff or that note. So right there. Now another thing I want to show you is a cool little trick, and I use this lick a lot, and a lot of guitar players do, is when you play these little triads like this, or arpeggios, however you want to think of it, to spice it up a little bit is maybe go up one and slide up to the next one and come back. It gives a little more interesting sound. Oh. Somehow resolve it back on E, okay? So again, from that position, playing a little blues lick. Look where you're at when you do this lick. Well, you're sitting now, that G note you landed on, or E note, sorry, is now inside of that minor pentatonic box, okay? So work you all the way up the neck. I'm gonna go back one more time here, and I'm gonna start up all the way up top. So if I go, you can play with the open position scale, look. There's my E minor pentatonic, and look where I'm at. Again, the E note. Okay, you can use it over blues, anything you want. So one more time from that position. There's my E note, and here's my C triad. D triad, so I'm right there. If you want, you could even then follow it up with an E minor triad, so you could do like a... And what I did is I went C, D, E minor. So literally right there I connected all the way up the neck with those triads. Now of course you can do them on different string sets. So I want to hop on there and show you guys that. So I think it's a really fun little trick you can use when you're soloing here. Now let me put this loop on real quick, and I'll give you a couple examples over a jam here. So let's see. Right. All day long. Wasn't perfect, but that's the idea of how to use that, right? So as always, thank you everyone for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Have to ask. And then I've got my Patreon link down below. Most of these lessons are tabbed out. Bonus stuff, backing tracks. I got a cool interview coming out on my Rhythm of Life. If you're watching this today, it is November, first week of November. I got a really exciting big interview coming out, hopefully in the next few days, with somebody that you guys are going to love. I did it a couple weeks ago, and I can't wait to release it on my Rhythm of Life. And again, thank you all. I hope you got something out of it. Please leave a comment. I love reading the comments and suggestions and anything you hear in there. I love talking about, and we'll see you next lesson. Thanks again.